cough up. When I get my hands on her.
よーしかー。
You look just like a princess. Thank you, Sid, for coming back to us. You're the glue keeping this place together.
ああ、この子たちの服変わってんのここで見れたのか。
Shouldn't you be getting some rest?
Sid's gonna chop off Kupka's head this time.
Yeah, he won't like that.
ああ、しとけよ。ボッコボコのギッタギタのぐっちゃぐちゃよ。
You took your time.
I'm a busy man, Mid.
I'll get to the point then. I want to turn the room down there into a workshop like the one I had at Dad's place.
Mid, you've only just come back.
And I've been thinking about it for a while. Dad said I had a knack for engineering. Told me everything he knew about it. Then sent me off to Canva to learn everything he didn't. That was his dream for me. That one day I'd put my studies to use for the good of the cause. But I'm helping no one stuck at school. I've studied enough. It's time I put my knack to work. I know that I can help the people here, and I want to do it.
Well, well, well. If Sid could see you now. All right. I'll tell Otto you'll be staying.
I knew you'd say yes. Which is why I wrote up a list of jobs for you.
For me?
Who else?
What do you want me to do?
First things first, I need equipment and materials to start making my own. There's the designs for the stuff I need, and the stuff it needs smithing from. The other materials I can work myself. Just need a generous benefactor to lay them on for me. Apart from the wood, I'll need a carpenter for that, but I can just borrow yours.
Is that everything?
For now. I'll let you know if I need out else.
やることが多い。
Where to start? Materials and tools. That means Karen and Blackthorn.
You were born in Rosalith, weren't you? How's it coming along?
Nearly there.
Are you lost, Mr. Seagull? Or should I call you Mr. Lake Gull? Are you lost, Mr. Seagull? Or should I call you Mr. Lake?
ブラックさんおじいちゃん。
You busy?
What does it look like?
I have a commission for you. From Mid. She requires certain tools. Do you think you can make them?
Bloody hell. What's she planning to build with this stuff? An airship? I'll see what I can do. Till I bring them over when I'm done.
さすがだ。
My thanks. And Mid's, no doubt.
手紙読んどこう。
Wait to see what Mid's going to build us this time.
Back, are ya? So, what'll it be? No scratches, right? Anything else?
剣作るのはいいんだけど、あんまり見た目好きじゃないんだよな。あんまり見た目好きじゃないから、そう戻すか。いや、ここぐらいのステータスならあんま変わんないだろう、5ぐらい。見た目がいいプラチナソードにしてよ。
Was wondering where you got to. Mid's back from Canva. Have you seen her?
Just now. She's planning to set up a workshop in the stores and ask me to buy her some materials. Here's the list. Think you can find everything on there?
This lot. Wouldn't be much of a trader if I couldn't.
Excellent. As for payment,
It's paid 100 times over by what that girl's done for us. If it weren't for her filters, we'd have naught to drink but blight water, and that would have drained the life out of us long ago.
indeed it would.
I'll send the stuff on to Mid when it comes in.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you very
Now just leave
much.
the carpenter. Let's see if Bardolph's available.
I can't wait to see what Mid's going to build.
Oh, what a lovely fragrance. Anyone would think Nigel was growing himself a rose garden.
It's all right.
下りましょう。よいしょ。チンチンチン。
Do with a good oiling, this should be enough to keep. How do, Master Sid?
Bardolph. Mid's looking to build a workshop in the storeroom, and she needs the aid of a skilled carpenter. So naturally I thought of you.
Well, I'd love to help the young miss however I can. But I'm afraid I got my hands full just keeping this place afloat. There's holes need patching, and if I don't patch 'em, we'll all of us sink into the mere. I'd gladly spare Mid all the time I have, but the sad truth is, I ain't got none.
I see.
It don't have to be me, though, does it? What about that other fella? You know, the one over at Martha's Rest. Bernard, was it?
That's right. And he is a friend of the cause. I'll ask Martha if she can spare him. Thank you, Bardolph.
Least I could do.
さあ、マーサルヤードに向かおう。と思っていたのか。先にね。モブを倒しましょうや、モブ。モブハントですよ。よいしょー。キラが当たってねえな。オレット。 いった避けられなかった。おらいやーい。どの辺だったっけな。ああ、この辺だったような気がするんだけどな。違ったっけ？ここの下だっけ？あ、ここら辺っぽいな。やろう、ぶっ殺しゃー。いやー、色がキモい。とりあえず、あ、これ、あれだな。やばい気がするから。芝ステップ。おおお、危ない。お、怖すぎー。よいしょ。倒しておいて。おお、あ、うわっ、それ痛すぎ。そのコンボやばすぎでしょ。怖すぎー。いいわ、やっば。えぐいて。えぐいてー。オーディンアームセット。いざゆかん。おら、いけやーい。おらー。おい、危ねえやろかい。お、いや、やばすぎ。ほっと。危ねえ。やばすぎー。危ない。ナイス回避すぎる。おっ、おいきょー。おいよ。あわらない。ほら、ビームで。おれー。いやー、いいっすね。レベルアップ。2レベル上がったわ。すばらすばら。
But it's dead now. Whatever it was.
余裕ですわ。歩いていくか。ロサリア横断の旅。いや、てか、アンブロシアちゃんに乗ろう。パスタ？もうなんか元気にカッポしてるよ。
No need to ride from here.
あ、そっか。ここは入れないんやった。知って逃げます。いたいた、ブルバード。こんにちはー。おりーおりーおらいー。おらいおらい。ブルーバードはね、AP の効率がすごくいいからね。はい、おらい。間違った。まあ、いっか。こっちおいでー。ビリビリ地獄においで。ほら。ほらほら。来ねー。この野郎。
Sid.
よいしょ。
Take ages to tidy all this stuff.
Those of us who are still here.
Thank you for sticking with us.
Mamaさん。どうもこんばんは。
Clive, what brings you to the rest?
Our home finds itself in need of an extra carpenter. I wondered if I might be able to borrow Bernard for a short while.
I don't mind if he don't. We're all friends here, aren't we?
Thank you, Martha. Do you know where I might find him?
He went up to Cressida on business. No idea what, mind. Place is a ruin. Far as I know, he's still there.
I'll look for him there then.
Bernard さん。
Stay sharp. We don't know when those bastards will be back.
Oh, we do know one thing. They'll be getting a proper Rosarian welcome.
こいつ何者なんだ。こんなところでゴタゴタしてんじゃないよ、ったく君たち。通行人が危ないでしょうが。おいしょ。よし。今出た気がしてきる。気のせいか。ババババババババーナード。ハローバーナード。
Hi. If it ain't the lad who saved my life. What brings you to a place like this?
You do, Bernard. Martha said I might find you here. I have a proposition for you.
Oh, do you now? Building a workshop, you say? Well, that beats tacking boards to bridges, sure enough. And if Martha didn't mind me being gone a while, then neither do I. You just tell me where you want me.
That's the spirit.
I couldn't ask a favor, though, could I? Before we go?
Of course.
Well, that there is Cressida, where I grew up. Ain't much left of it now, though.
Cressida.
But I came up here hoping to visit. I even patched up the bridge to get across. Only to find the place crawling with thieves. But you're a dab hand when it comes to dealing with beasts and bogles, ain't you? Any chance you could,
It's the least I can do.
Well, thank you kindly. And take care.
任しとき。やっつけてやんよ。まずはいやおお危ねえ。めちゃめちゃ敵に囲まれている。危なすぎる。一旦おれー。ここらで一つダイヤモンドダストを一つもみ。よいしょーい。うわー、なんかいっぱい出たよ。何もやだやだ。おいしょー。危ないでしょうが。これあれだな。キリがねえや。燃やせ。ボレー。おいおいおいおいしょ。うわー、うわー、危ねえ。よう返して今。ほっ、何食らった今。とりあえず撃っとけ。邪魔みやがれー。拾いやがれー。余裕のちゃんのスリムイカー。かいやー。いけ、無理やり運ばれた。その基地かさ、まずい。あぶねえ。いてー。おらい。すえよ、マジで。
That should do it.
You made short work of that lot. Thank you, son. Now my folks can rest in peace once more.
How long is it since the village was abandoned?
Oh, people started packing their things after the duchy fell. Between the Blight and the Imperials, you just couldn't make ends meet. Must be nigh on a decade since the last wagon left. Oh, it may as well have been a century, looking at the place. This isn't the Cressida I remember.
I'm sorry.
Ah, Don't be. Can't live in the past, no matter how nice it might have been. Soon as I'm done saying a prayer for those that raised me, it's onto your hideaway. I'll meet you there.
That should take care of Mid's little list. Better head back before she thinks of anything else.
強すぎないよ。もうかな。戻ろう。
Jill looked white as a sheet.
And what can I do for you? You're rubbing me blind, you know. Finished, are you?
I can't wait to see what Mid's going to build us this time.
もう俺何つけてんだっけ、そう。30日からアップ。
How's it coming along?
まあ、攻撃力は下がるが、AP いっぱい集めれば、そこで終わりだからな。
Alright, Clive? You've all done then?
I am. I've placed your various orders, and a carpenter by the name of Bernard is on his way from Martha's Rest.
That's brilliant! Thanks, Clive.
Is there anything else you need?
Nope. Blackthorn and Lady Karen have already sent over everything I asked for, and I've got all my plans drawn up. So as soon as Bernard gets here, we can get to work. I can't wait.
楽しみだな。
That's my good deed for the day done. Let's see how Jill's faring.
Ah, 依頼がいっぱい出てら。
Shouldn't you be getting some rest?
Ah, Clive.
Talia, how's Jill?
Recovering, but she still needs her rest.
Of course. Take good care of her, won't you?
I'll do my best. Oh, Gav was looking for you. He said he had something to show you in the shelves.
The shelves? Oh, that's right. He went to ask Hippocrates about Torgor. He must have found something.
トリグ。
You have the look of a...
Talia has tasked me with removing a Cursebreaker's brand. But it's my first time and I don't think I can do it. I'm afraid of what happens if I fail. You survived, I know, but here as many die as recover. Is it really worth the risk?
You don't need me to answer that. You know full well what we're fighting for. I hope as much as you that one day bearers can walk among others as equals. But until that day, a brand is a burden, and we must lift that burden in order to go undetected. The operation may be dangerous, but it's also essential, and we undergo it willingly.
I know. I still wish there was some other way. But griping about my lot helps no one, I suppose. Don't worry. I'll do what must be done.
I know you will.
Unfortunately, the first thing that needs doing is the preparation of a draft to dull the pain. Something I can't do with the infirmary's ammonia supply so low. What few leaves we have would barely be enough for removing a splinter, let alone a brand.
Okay,
Just tell me what you
okay.
need.
You'll go? Oh, thank you. No one knows Herblord like Taya, and she swears by ammonia for easing pain. It's simple enough to find, if you know where to look. And fortunately for you, I do. Along the river near the village of Amber over in Rosaria. Just search for the bright blue blossoms.
I overheard your little chat with Rodrigue. It's good of you to help. I'm feeling
チルタそう。
Thanks to Taya's remedies. But she insists I rest. The little ones have been up to their old tricks
バロードリ
again.
ス。
Do you have a moment, Sid? A team of Cursebreakers has gone missing near Northreach.
Which team?
Coles. They were sent to liberate a carriage of bearers before they could be smuggled to market. They were moving in for their assault when the carriage was attacked by goblins. A Cursebreaker managed to release a Stolas amid the confusion, but... this was days ago. They should be back by now, but I've heard nothing from any of them. I can't help but worry that...
They know the work is dangerous, but I'm sure they're fine.
But what if I've got them all killed? Before they go out, I always remind them why we're doing this, what they escaped, and what we're freeing people from. But I never really thought how my words might affect them. What risks they might take because of the things I've said.
I'll go and find them. We'll both rest easier knowing they're safe.
Thank you, Sid. And I'm sorry to trouble you with this. The plan was to intercept the slaver somewhere in the Dragon's Eyrie. I can't tell you much more than that, I'm afraid.
That should be enough to go on. If they were there, Torgal will track them down.
貸しとけや。
Jill looked white as a sheet when we brought her back.
It's all right. Sid has nothing to fear. Clive, where have you been? I've been wanting to ask you something about Torgal. Where did you get him? Like, in the first place?
My father brought him back from one of his expeditions into the Northern Territories. They were crossing a snowfield when they heard his cries, and seeing no sign of his pack, they took him in.
What do you reckon, Tones?
It certainly adds weight to the theory. Clive, I believe that Torgal may be no mere hound, but a rare frostwolf, an animal native to the far northern reaches of Valisthea. In one of our earliest vestiges, I found reference to a frostwolf who served as guardian to an ancient queen of the north. Such was his mastery over ether, he could cast magics on command. His name was Fenrir.
Fenrir the Frostwolf.
こんな可愛い子が。
The annals do not state it explicitly, but I have reason to believe this queen was a dominant of Shiva, a girl from the Northern Territories and her faithful hound. One awakens as the dominant of Shiva, and the other...
You're saying that Jill granted Torgal his powers?
What?
Just like Fenrir. People called him my hound, but Torgal and Jill were inseparable. He grew up as a faithful companion to the dominant of Shiva, and years later, his powers awakened, just when his master needed him the most.
You're right. If it weren't for Torgal blasting those bastards to Kingdom Come, Jill would have been for it.
Quite. Though Torgal's power is his own, his latent birthright as a Frostwolf, it had only to be unlocked.
Oh, get you, Torgal!
You're an even finer hound than we thought.
And regarding your original concern, you need not fear for Torgal's health. Why, the beast has the appetite of a behemoth. Just this very morn, I found him with his nose buried in my nuts.
There you are! I've been looking everywhere for you. Bernard's here. I need you to introduce us so we can get to work.
I shall be a moment.
Chakko da.
Brilliant.
It is.
Well, I couldn't have done it without you. You and everyone else. But I promise I'll pay you back. I'm gonna work my fingers to the bone for you lot. Starting right now. Just you wait. I'll make wonders like this world's never seen.
Then I look forward to seeing them. Now that that's settled, I wonder if Vivian's made any progress tracking down Kupka.
Kugo Kupuka のビビアン先生と話す前に、とりあえず仕事を終わらせてこよう。まずはノスリーチーってこーい。
Slavers don't even bother.
ポールくん、無事か。助けに来たぞ。俺だよ俺。ああ、またやってしまった。
you damned fool. Unless you want to bleed to death.
足っていうか君、腕もやられておるやん。ハロー。
Cole, I'm glad you're in one piece.
Just about. Sid, if you don't mind me asking, what are you doing here?
Doris sent me to find you. She hasn't heard anything since the attack. She's been worried about you.
I sent a runner to the Dame in Northreach. The hideaway should have learned of our survival yesterday.
Well, I'm here now. And it looks like you freed the bearers.
Only some. The rest locked themselves in the slaver's carriage rather than fleeing when they had the chance. I want to help them, Sid. But we're barely in any state to protect those few we did save.
You made the right decision. Now where's the carriage?
The goblins may still be out there.
You have duties to attend to here. See to the injured. I'll handle the rest.
All right. Just follow the path to the south. You'll come across the carriage soon enough. And please, hurry. If the beastman gets those bearers, the will be eaten alive.
I won't let that happen.
Thank you. And Sid, it's good to see you.
Don't thank me just yet.
任せな。
They're trying to get into the carriage.
まずはここら辺で一つ。おら。おらい。おら。おお、あれ回避間に合わなかった。よいしょ。おっと。よいしょ。ほらよっと。あらい。おらい。よいしょー。よいしょー。よいしょ。うそ。ああ、回避が全部間違ってる。おれっとい。いやー、今の当たるか。おらい。おらい。よくしょー。まだまだだな。
Who are you? A friend. Are there any more survivors? Why didn't you flee with the others? If the goblins had made it through that door, you wouldn't have stood a chance.
Why should we run? One miserable death's no worse than another.
Perhaps. But we're here to give you another choice. Freedom, safety. The life you've been denied. Come with us. Let us protect you.
Sid, I couldn't just let you... You weren't too late then. Thank the gods.
This man risked his life to save yours. To give you a second chance.
Fine. Do with us what you will.
What we'll do is take you to safety. After that, it's up to you. Your lives are your own now.
You can leave the rest to us, Sid. We'll get everyone back to the hideaway.
Thank you. I'll let Doris know we're expecting new arrivals.
OK。次、アンバー。よいしょ。アンバー、バーっと。
The river was easy enough to find. Now for those herbs.
いやー、敵が多い。よこいしょ。あ、いいよー。あ、いいよこいしょー。おらーい。おらーい。見て。何してくれてまんねん。あ、いいや、もう切れた俺。燃やし切れる。燃やし尽くしてやらー。最終させろ。ジャンプをするな。
This is the only plant around here with blue flowers. I hope it's the right one.
ジャンプするな。採取させろ。
Should be enough to keep the infirmary stocked for a while. Hopefully this will put Rodriguez's mind at ease.
Sure. All right. All right. お、マジックバーストめちゃくちゃ上手くなってね。何引っかかった今。おー、あんな遠くのやつ引っかかんだバカ。危ないだろうが。 逃げるんかいお前。なんなんだよマジ。邪魔者め。許せねえ、おいら。おいら許せねえよ。シーバーおらいあれっといよし帰るか。
It's just one thing after another around here. The little uns have been up to their old tricks again.
Hello, Doris.
Sid, welcome back. A Stolas from the Dame arrived not long after you left. If I'd just waited a little longer, I might have been able to deal with things myself. Or maybe I wouldn't. I keep making the wrong decisions.
Cole and the others got home safely. You made exactly the right decision.
No, I was lucky. I've been tracking that slaver for months, and then I sent Cole and you after them woefully unprepared. What kind of leader sends people into danger without considering all the risks? I should have urged greater caution, told Cole to be wary, to pull back at the first sign of trouble.
We swore the same oath as you, Doris.
It's good to see you safe and well, Cole. I'm sorry.
With all due respect, we Cursebreakers don't risk our lives because you commanded of us. We risk them because we believe in our cause. No one with doubts ever joins our ranks. The agony of removing the brand more than sees to that.
We all know how much bravery that takes.
Cole, I never doubted your courage. Only my ability to see it put to good use. Thank you for your faith in me. I'm not sure I deserve it. I sometimes wonder if I might prefer to risk death alongside the others than ask it of them. But I'm a Cursebreaker. I swore an oath too. I have a role to play, and I must trust that I'm the right one to play it.
You will. In time.
期待してるぜ。おいお届け物だぜ。
I hope you didn't have too much trouble finding the ammonia.
Only the usual.
Oh, yes. This is it. And more than I was expecting. I dare say the patient won't feel a thing. That is, unless I...
You'll do fine. Taya trusts you, which means I trust you. The hideaway would be lost without skilled physicers like yourself.
Thank you for the kind words. Truly. But... I'm sorry. I'm still terrified. The brand is more than just ink on flesh. It's a death sentence. Milk of the wyvern tail lurking just below the surface of the skin. One ill-conceived incision, a single slip, and the poison fouls the patient's blood. Failure means death, and even success means tremendous pain. days of agony as the wound heals. I became a visitor to help people, not to kill them. I don't want to kill anyone.
Curse breakers lead hard lives. And the operation is only the beginning. They toil in the shadows, risking life and limb, knowing their efforts will win them neither glory nor acclaim. And yet we never won for volunteers. Why do you think that is?
Conviction? They're willing to die?
They're willing to fight. To give their lives to create a world where people like us can be more than mere possessions. I know your work isn't easy. But neither is going under the knife. Be a shoulder for your patients to lean on. Stay strong for them.
You sound like Tyre. Do you know what she once told me? It's natural for a patient to feel like they're suffering in solitude. And it's a physicist's duty to see that they don't. Thank you for helping me remember that. I won't falter. Not again.
Gosh. 名声がぐんぐん溜まってくぜ。ちょうだいちょうだいちょうだい。
How may I help you today, Clive? All
あれ
yours.
見るまだ行ってないんですけどね。
All done?
Mid's finished outfitting her.
ハロー。
How goes the hunt for Kupka?
Largely in circles. We have myriad sightings of strange soldiers in unexpected places, but nothing definitive as yet. If only we knew for certain by what route he left Rosalith.
Well, keep at it. If anyone can piece this puzzle together, it's you. And I'm willing to wait as long as it takes.
このシーン結構好きなんだよな。
What? Here?
Would that be a problem?
Do you know, Clive? I believe it a mercy that you didn't inherit your father's throne. Your poor people would surely live in fear of you.
You have nothing to worry about on that front. I won't be claiming his crown.
That is a relief.
Clive, have you got a minute? We, have a guest.
A guest?
For your trouble. It was a pleasure, in hindsight.
Uncle Byron?
Clive, my boy! Tub a cask and stoke the ovens for your favourite uncle is here!
Uncle Byron?
The Dalmekian government sues for peace. How shall we respond?
If they're willing to accept their fault in the matter, I see no reason to refuse them.
Still, we must insist on substantial reparations. The Twinside stores are not as bottomless as reported.
Aye, and we have many more mouths to feed. We shall just have to have the Dalmeks empty their treasuries for us. course, none of this would have been possible without your timely intervention, Prince Olivier.
Indeed, I doubt any of us would have had the courage to trade words with the mighty Titan, nor less the wit to win him over.
The Empire owes you a great debt.
May the blessing of the crystals go with you, Your Highness. May the blessing of the crystals go with you.
Very good.
Now, let us come to the question of precisely when the Dalmex will withdraw their troops.
Dion's fire could rid us of them in mere moments. The men of the Fist will not withdraw until a peace treaty is concluded. So let us keep the negotiations open, give them time to gather what gold and trinkets they can, and once they deliver that which we demand, what worth is a piece of parchment?
Your Radiance, were Prince Dion to take the field, the enemy would surely send their own dominant to meet him. And while His Highness would of course prevail, there would be heavy losses on both.
You need not fear Hugo Kupka. He is engaged on the Western Front. Even were the Dalmex to send for him, he would not arrive in time. As much as I would enjoy witnessing a clash between Bahamut and Titan, it is not to be.
And what of your subjects, Your Radiance? If the fighting spread to the city proper, the people would bear the brunt of it.
There will be losses, it is true. Yet for every citizen who falls, another can be bred. For every home that burns, another can be built. The Empire will live on. Dion?
Yes, sire.
Prepare for battle.
But sire...
Do not make me repeat myself. Return to your camp and await my orders.
If that is your wish, Your Radiance, I shall depart at once. May Gregor forgive you.
What do the astrologers augur?
The stars are in agreement, Your Radiance. The shadow of treachery hangs over Prince Dion.
So Annabella's tales were true. You disappoint me, Dion.
こいつそこすぎんだよな。
What on earth is Uncle Byron doing here? Only one way to find out.
悪魔よ。
The little ones have been up to their old tricks. It's just one thing after another around here.
Chin chin.
Well, fuck me. Never thought I'd see the dear Lord Byron Rosfield of the Seven High Houses came to tea.
Ah, my dear nephew. How I've missed you.
How did you find this place, Uncle?
Through the good offices of young Sir Wade. He really is the most helpful fellow. As are you, I hear. The Guardians and those they freed tell the most outlandish tales of your heroics in Rosalith. Which is why I came, to learn the full truth of the matter. Sort the fact from the fiction, so to speak.
You were working with the Guardians of the Flame to evacuate the people of Rosalith to Port Isolde.
I was, aye.
Then I have questions for you. Please, come inside, Uncle.
Gladly. You there? There are 2,000 gold talents in those chests. See that they're added to my nephew's coffers, would you?
2,000?
And I'm afraid that is all I know.
A fleet sailing south past Port Isolde. Most intriguing.
Forgive me for not being able to tell you more. I hadn't the faintest idea Kupka withdrew wounded from Rosalith. Still less that my own nephew dealt the decisive blow.
What do you think, Vivian?
I think, with this news of the Dalmekian fleet and recent reports of the Royalists' movements, that the final piece of the puzzle has fallen into place. Come here and I'll show you. It is known that Kupka's forces entered Rosaria via its unguarded coast. So can the same be said of your visitors from Waloed? Certainly her Royal Navy is famed for the efficiency with which it bears her knights from one battlefield to the next. And in the Einherjar, or Black Galleon, she boasts a vessel nigh as swift and every bit as feared as the kingdom's legendary cavalry. A fitting flagship for a land apart, her naval presence being crucial to her ambitions beyond Ash. Yes, it seems safe to assume that the Royalists did indeed enter Rosaria from the sea. So then, had you a vested interest in Titan's survival, whither would you take him? Why, home to Drake's Fang, a place rich enough in ether to conjure the magics needed to mend his hurts. But would that not entail an arduous voyage around the southern cape? Let us say that the Royalists did put ashore with a mind to spirit Kupka away from under your very nose. Could that truly have been their plan for him? To load him aboard one of the ships flying Republican colors sighted off the coast near Port Isolde. To spend weeks at sea, being tossed hither and yon by unforgiving waves, his life hanging in the balance. No. The journey would mean Titan's death, and Kupka's faithful creatures would not allow it. So what then was the plan of our Waluda friends? Reports suggest they made not for the coast, but for the desert. And by cutting through the Velcroy, a party traveling light would have Titan back in his bed days before a galley could lurch into port. To wit, it was the Royalists, not the Republicans, who effected Hugo Kupka's safe retreat. I would stake your life on it.
So it was the Waluders who spirited the wretch away. Now I think about it, there was something a little strange about the ships I saw. The men seemed almost crestfallen, as if in mourning, as if they believed, or were made to believe, that their master was dead.
You have a keen mind, Lord Rosfield. And you have your answer. To find Kupka, you have merely to follow the Royalist trail across the Velcroy. It may well have gone cold by now, but as they say in the Republic, all roads lead to Drake's Fang.
Allow me to accompany you part of the way. As luck would have it, I had intended to journey Candlewood on business after visiting you here. The Fang would be but a short detour.
I'd be glad of the company. Give me a moment to make ready. I need to tell my friends what we've learned. And where we're going.
Very well, but be quick about it, my boy. Time waits for no man.
GG.
Otto, Kupka's at Drake's Fang. I'll be leaving before sunset.
You're not going in there alone, are you?
Don't worry. I'm not going there to destroy the Mother Crystal. All I'm after is Kupka's head. I won't risk any more than I have to. I promise.
The Lancer and the Fang are all Kupka's personal fiefdom. You have any trouble on the way, you ask for Rosina Dalamil, Suncaller, the Desert Hare.
Who is she?
An old associate of Sid's, and only Sid's. All I know is the name, and that they used to meet at the Dalamil Inn. We've heard nothing from her since he died. But I'm thinking maybe the new Sid might be able to bring her back into the fold.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
So, what about your uncle? I mean, he's welcome to stay, but...
Don't look so worried. He'll be coming with me.
Thank fuck for that.
Gav, Otto, I'm leaving you two in charge.
You can count on us.
What's wrong, Gav?
It's this gold your uncle gave us. Are you sure it's all right for us to take it?
My uncle isn't easily refused. Especially where dispersing his wealth is concerned.
But 2,000 talents. I don't even know how much that is in Gil.
It's the price of a quayside mansion in the Crystalline Dominion. He sold one to fund our endeavor. He was hoping to part with it anyway, what with war brewing in the region. And, luckily for him, a Sambraquois noble was willing to pay over the odds for a foothold in the Holy Emperor's neighborhood.
But still, 2,000 talents? I mean, is it normal for nobles to give away that kind of money?
It's normal for my uncle.
Fuck me. Oh, the other half live here?
Well, now that we've got a few gil to rub together, do you think it'd be alright if I splashed out on a few bottles of Lost Wings finest?
Here, leave some for the rest of us, Otto. If he's filling his cellar, I'm filling our larder, starting with a barrel of the best salt-cured northern salmon.
I'll leave you to decide how best to use it. Just don't spend all at once, alright?
こんな会話あったんだ
I've never seen a
な。
crate full of gil before, let alone two. Your uncle certainly knows how to make an entrance.
I heard they call Rosina the Desert Hare on account of how little escapes her ears. That and her habit of bolting at the first sign of danger. But if she knew Sid was looking for her, she...
May the winds of fortune be forever at your back, Sid.
Don't say that. The last thing you need when you're crossing the desert is for the wind to pick up.
寮の会です。チルちゃんにはもう挨拶していきましょう
Jill's
か。
staying here, and that's that. I should have never let her go with you to Rosalith.
I'm fine, Clive, really. I just need some rest.
I think I'll wait till mid's away to take the tour.
Thanks for letting me do this, Clive. I'll pay you back, I promise.
Thanks from before, son. That was a good deed you did me. Only right I do you one in return. Though I did wonder if I'd bit off more than I could chew when Mid showed me her plans for the place. If she hadn't been there to tell me what to do, I wouldn't have known where to start.
それじゃあバイロンのじいさんと話して新しいエリア行くか。
All right, Uncle. I'm ready to depart. Shall we?
We shall. Come, let us away to adventure. I was a young man when last I walked this path. There's an old trading post not far from here. The road to Drake's Fang leads through it.
The trading post it is.
Gee.
Our destination lies over that dune, beyond the ruins. Mark them well, Clive. It's all too easy to lose one's bearings in the sands. Many years ago, when you were just a boy, you and I rode this way together, accompanying your father on a scouting expedition to Drake's Fang.
He let me come with you.
I'm not surprised you don't remember. It was just before Joshua was born. You were so eager to be there when your brother arrived that you whipped your chocobo too hard on the journey home and fell from the saddle. I shall never forget how Elwyn fussed over you as you sat in the sand, bawling like a babe.
Who do you think those soldiers were? Friends of friends, I'd wager. Not that they looked very friendly.
オールド兵。
So, Lord Cook has finally made his move.
Yes. I expect that's why there's so many soldiers in town, to deal with any Imperial reprisals.
そんなヒューゴプを通したのは俺です。道具倒してダリミルスカバ行って今日は一旦終わりにしようかな。はいけど
Lost your way already, my boy. The ruins mark the road to the inn.
上がってるよ。俺
Time to fight.
Shh. いたいた。
Well, Clive, looks like we're gonna need to fight this horde.
ほいほいほいほいほいほいほいほいほい。いやー、技が分かりやすすぎてきついっすわ、逆に。おっとっとっとっと。おい、数段連打するなんて聞いてねえ。危ねえだろうがい。後ろで吹っ飛ぶトルガルが見れた。おらーい。あれずれた。おらおらおらおらおら。おら よいしょ。おいよ。おらい。Okay.
It should have stayed in its shell.
ああ、これこいつにしか当たんねえかも。であ、間違えた。ギガフリアするつもりがあったのに、まあいっか。ちょっと痛みしょうがねえしな。芝ステップむずいな。雑魚相手の芝ステップがめっちゃむずい。
Ah, there she is. The good old Dalamil Inn. Do you know, this heat has given me quite a thirst. Quick drink before we press on?
Look, there. Those are Ashen steeds. No doubt about it.
And such a long ride from Stone here. Our Waluda friends must be soothing their saddle sores in the inn. Shall we join them? Run along and play now, Torgal. Dogs aren't allowed inside.
仕方あるまい。
Good day to you. Eating?
Sorry about my pal. He only talks when his mouth's full. What do you recommend?
Well, if you're after something light, we do a fine chocobo soup with lentils and honey.
2 bowls of that, then. An ale.
Right you are.
Hey, girl!
Coming!
Your pal? Would you rather be my squire?
Grace, it is plain you are not yet well enough to travel. If you would only let me take you to someone who can better attend to your ills.
No, we must press on. Prince Dion has returned to his camp and will soon depart for the front. I must speak with him at all costs. Miss this chance and I may never get another. You do understand that?
Yes, Your Grace. You must at least agree to take your medicine. I'll fetch you some water.
どうしよう、また。にしたってサブレックから遠いところに行っちゃってば。
Keep watch, they tell us. But all I see is sand.
I hear they got our guest back to the Fang without any trouble. We'll be leaving soon enough.
Why the Lord Commander dragged us all this way just to save that blockhead skin, I'll never know. Dominant or not, he's a bloody idiot.
That'll be Cooker, then. Well, let's get this down us. We've a long way to go.
Hey, you!
Uncle?
Sorry.
Can you walk, Your Grace?
What's wrong?
I fear trouble may be brewing downstairs.
You two are travelers, are you not? Me and my companions are strangers here. Perhaps you'd be good enough to accompany us a while. Help us find our way.
Sorry, lads, but we've got business in camera that can't wait.
Ah, I'm sure you could spare us an hour or two. Friend.
I'm afraid we don't have a moment to lose. Friend. Stay back, Uncle.
Gladly.
おいしょ。
Try it. Nice try.
おらよっと。
Bravo, my boy! Just like that!
痛い。避けらんなかった。いや、回復がてら。よいしょ。
For your trouble. Word of advice, miss. That soup could do with a touch more salt.
Now's our chance. Your Grace?
I'm fine.
早く反応しろ。はね
え。Clive?
綺麗に人参だけ残しやがって。
What is it now?
It's nothing. Let's go.
Well, we didn't know where to find Kupka before. We do now.
The Royalists said it themselves. Their guest is in the Fang. We should press on before any more of their friends turn up.
Look, Father. Hot water. But where are the bearers who heated it?
It wasn't heated by magic. It comes out of the ground.
This town is truly blessed. The bustling markets, the healing waters. All under the watchful eye.
How about a hot bath to soothe the aches?
Any threat that might face us.
言ってくれないよ。
Ah, they've closed the road. And it's the only way from here to the Fang. It would seem Lord Kupka is not accepting visitors at present.
We have to get through that gate.
Not by force, I trust. We've attracted quite enough unwanted attention already.
By guile, then. Perhaps the Desert Hare can offer us her aid.
Rosina Dalamil, woman of mystery. But how will we find her? We know naught of her but her name.
And that she was working with Sid. Sid's other collaborators have all been people of means, the wealthiest and most successful members of their communities. I'll wager this Rosina Dalamel is the same.
That would certainly help to narrow the search. We need only inquire as to who is in charge of the town.
And that's exactly what I'm...
なんかしな。
Wait, incense! What's candle? Made from the stoutest stoneware.
Fresh bread, warm from the... Here, have a taste.
The most fragrant herbs and
My
spices.
carpets have pride of place.
Another fight, is it?
Sorry, but the master's not here at the moment. All orders have to go through him.
You couldn't melt butter in that furnace. Get it stoked.
Right away.
この段階ではいないんだろ。
Clumsy lout. If anything's damaged.
A word of advice, traveller. You see pots like this around town, you leave them alone. Unlike where you come from, fresh water's in short supply around these parts. We store what little rainwater we get in these pots for, well, not a rainy day, but you know what I mean.
なるほどね。だから割れない壺なのか。
The finest fabrics, fresh from the capital.
What was all that crashing and banging? Why is the tavern shut?
The inn's a mess of blood-soaked splinters, thanks to you. It would make a fine gift for your beloved. She'll look at you in quite a different light, I'm sure.
Light, meat and dark, fresh from the grill. Get it while it's hot.
Plates and pots, bowls and basins.
Your arms are like iron. Are all your muscles so hard?
Well, I'd be happy to show you, provided I can afford it.
Won't you come and play, handsome?
1,000 guild.
It's all the fault of this blasted war. The moment they find out you're from the Empire, they flat out refuse to do business with you.
Light it for Gilbert's sake. You're a bearer.
The gate is closed by order of Lord Kupka. Any attempt to gain passage to Drake's Fang will be punished with arrest and incarceration.
Anything I can interest you in?
残念ですわ。とりあえずポーション買っときますわ。
My thanks.
Mummy, I want to play with the crystal.
こまでにしておくか。眠くなってきちまったからな。終わり。